So as some of you may well have seen in the past couple of weeks, we are due for a really cold winter here in the UK. In fact, I think snow is due within the next couple of days, and if you're watching this in a couple of days, enjoy the snow. So here are a few of my tips on how to stay warm this winter. Now behind me, what you can see is what they call a storage heater. It comes on during the night, heating up like bricks on the inside, and then slowly releases heat during the day. Sometimes what you're going to find is that during the really cold months you are going to run out of heat from them. So as much of a good idea as they are, they're not always that good when it comes to actually being practical. So what you might want to do is invest in one of these heaters. This gives off heat from the moment you turn it on till the moment you turn it off. Some of them have different power settings, so you can decide how hot they're going to be or how cold they're going to be, but make sure that you have one of these if you can. One of the other things that you can do, which is really helpful, is to buy a really cheap kettle if you don't already have one. Hot drinks warm up your insides, and if your insides are nice and warm, it will warm up the outside of your body. So make sure that you're drinking enough hot drinks. So if you're looking at this, you might have noticed that the past couple of things have all been about electricity. And while that's great that you can use electricity, some people are not fortunate enough to be able to afford electricity, especially during the really cold months. If you're one of them people that is having difficulty in finding the money to afford those things on electric, there are some things that you can do. First thing would be to make sure that you're plentiful stocked up on the basics like blankets, quilts, pillows, things that will not only generate heat but also help to store it as well. Another really handy thing that you can do is to actually make sure that your windows are properly sealed. A complaint that I recently had to put into the landlords here was that some of the seals were actually missing, and it made this place really cold. So they came out and they put in just a really cheap sealant, but that's actually done the job. And the reason the windows are steamed up now is because I'm not long out of the bath. The other thing is to not be afraid to speak up about your situation. We're fortunate enough over here in the UK to actually have a benefit which most people in the UK are not actually able to claim. It's usually only old people or people on stupidly low incomes that are able to apply for this and actually get the grant. It works out about £200, and it goes just towards your gas and electric bills. But as we all know, during the cold months, this usually isn't enough. So don't be afraid to speak up about your situation. Make your voice heard. We all have a local MP here in the UK. Make sure that you write to them and you ring them and you tell them about your situation. The more that they understand your situation, the easier it is for them to be able to campaign on your behalf. When they go to campaign, they will be talking to the people who can actually do something about it. So make your voice heard. So those are just a few of the little basic things that you can do. And of course there is loads more. If you are really struggling, no matter where you are in the world, there are charities that are out there which are able to help you. Have a little look on Google, make sure you note down their contact details and contact them when you can. Don't leave it until it's too late. Make sure that you are planning ahead on how to get through the really cold months. To those of you who are watching this in Australia and that sort of side of the world, I hope you have a really nice summer.